I should have known something was wrong the moment I took attendance. There was a girl sitting in the last row pale, braided hair, hands folded perfectly still. She said her name was Lena, but she wasn't on my roster. When I asked which class she transferred from, she just stared at me. No blink, no expression, just waiting. I brushed it off as a paperwork issue. But during the first lesson, things got weird. Whenever I turned to write on the board, the room was normal. But the moment I turned back, the corner where she sat was freezing. Students near her kept rubbing their arms, whispering, "Why is it so cold here?" Lena didn't move, didn't react, just stared at me with this quiet intensity, like she knew something I didn't. I gave the class a short writing prompt. Describe the most important moment in your life. When I picked up the papers, hers was already on top, even though she sat in the back. No name, no name, just one sentence. The moment you remember me, my skin crawled. When I looked up, her seat was empty. Then someone tapped my shoulder. She was standing right behind me. Her breath hit my neck, freezing cold. "I finished," she whispered. During lunch, I checked the hallway footage. I wanted to know when she entered the building. She didn't appear once. Not walking in, not taking a seat, nothing. But on one camera angle, just one, I saw a faint, warped shadow in the back of the classroom. Not a person, more like a shape that flickered in and out. The distortion only appeared when my back was turned. After school, I asked her to stay after class. "Lena, who sent you here?" I asked. She shook her head. "I didn't come from another class." "Then where did you come from?" She looked hurt. "I used to be in your class." My chest tightened. A memory surfaced, one I didn't want. A girl who sat in that exact corner last year. A girl who disappeared walking home. The one who asked me to walk with her because she was scared, and I told her I was too busy. They never found her. I swallowed hard. "That girl moved away," I said weakly. Lena stepped closer. "You forgot me," she whispered. "You let me walk home alone." Her voice wasn't angry. It was disappointed. The vanishing. I blinked, and she vanished. The chair she sat in was freezing cold. The next morning, I checked the attendance list. A new blank space had appeared, like a name was erased. Now, during class, I still feel a cold breeze from the back corner. Sometimes I hear a pencil writing. Sometimes I feel eyes on me. And every time I look, that seat is empty. But I know she's there, waiting for the moment I forget her again. The first time I heard the knocking, I thought it was a prank. It was after school, hallways empty, lights dimmed, janitor keys echoing as I locked up classrooms. That's when I heard it. Knock, 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 knock. I froze. It came from a row of old metal lockers near the gym. At first I laughed. Kids always found ways to scare teachers. But the hallway felt wrong. Too still, too cold. Like someone was holding their breath. I walked toward the lockers, footsteps echoing off the walls. Knock, 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 knock. Same rhythm, deliberate. I stopped in front of the sound. Locker 213, a dented beige locker no one used anymore. At least not since last year. I gripped the handle and pulled. Locked. I checked again. Still locked. But the knocking? It didn't stop. It got faster. like someone trapped inside was panicking. I stepped back, heart pounding. "Hello?" I whispered. The knocking stopped instantly. Silence. I told myself I imagined it. Stress, lack of sleep, whatever excuse made it easier. The next morning, the locker was open, wide open. Inside was empty except for a single sheet of ruled notebook paper taped to the back wall. In shaky handwriting it said, "Don't close it." My stomach dropped. I took the note down, tossed it. Then I shut the locker. It clicked loudly. Not even a minute later, knock, 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 knock. Same rhythm, same speed, like it was waiting. I yanked it open. This time a new note was there. "Stop shutting it." I checked the hallway security footage. What I saw still haunts me. Between frames, literally between single frames, the locker would go from open to shut. No one touched it. No one walked by. It moved on its own. That night I stayed late. Not because I wanted to, because I needed to know. At 8:43 p.m. exactly, the locker slammed shut. No draft, no vibration, just force. The metal rang through the hallway like a scream. Then, knock, 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 knock. But this time there was something else. A voice, faint, desperate, whispering, "Let me out." My hand shook as I grabbed the handle. It felt ice cold. I pulled. The locker didn't budge. The whisper grew sharper, angry. "Let me out." I backed away. I ran. I didn't stop until I was outside, breath burning, hands shaking. The next morning, the locker stood open again. Inside was one final note. "You heard me once. Next time you won't walk away." And the worst part? On the bottom of the locker, scratched deep into the metal like fingernails had carved it, was my name.